Don't touch me. Don't touch me. We're live. Don't punch me when we're live like this. They're going to see you abusing me. What? No, sit down.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
Let's just clean those eyes up a little bit and clean up that mouth a little bit because you're filthy. You've been crying. All right, there we go. Now he's happy. Now he's a happy boy. All right, we're going to this gun show, I guess. Let's do this.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
And welcome, everybody, to our daily gun show. Come to you live every weeknight, midnight Eastern, the Sleepy Puppy. And we talk about guns for about an hour. Tonight we have an outline given to us by the robots, so that's what we'll be doing. We've invited quite a few people in, but evidently it's too late, too much 2A for them, so they're not showing up. We'll see if anybody shows up. But the people that are joining us live, have a opportunity to participate. We're going to open up some polls over here. And let's see. So we asked the robot internet, create a live podcast outline how to not be so mad about the current thing and win for Second Amendment advocacy at the same time. So let's see how the internet thought about that. And it says, finding balance, Second Amendment advocacy, and staying calm amidst the current thing. So we'll have an introduction, then a welcome, which nobody's here to welcome, so that'll go quick. And then talk about the importance of advocacy for the Second Amendment. Then recognizing the challenge of staying calm amongst the current thing. So first, let's ask a question here to the group, a poll, so to speak. Do you believe the media plays a significant role in heightening emotions surrounding the current thing? And what's going on? Why wasn't that one? Let me. Oh, my question is too long. Do you believe the media? Okay. How about just does? Okay, there we go. Ask the community. So the first question is a yes and no to the audience. Do you believe the media plays a significant role in heightening emotions surrounding the current thing? So we can identify triggers. If there was people in here to talk to, we could identify triggers that make people mad, the role of media in fueling emotions, and we could discuss the impact of polarized political environments. I imagine to think about the conditions, what we're living in, so to speak. So I'm going to move this over here, I guess. This will probably go fast since I'm just standing here by myself and I have absolutely no interest in just talking. So I set these things up to be places for people to join. We'll go, if nobody shows up in like 15 minutes, we'll just end it. But thanks to the people joining in live, we got Paul Revere out there and Woods. So we got two people participating tonight. So far, both of you think the media does play a significant role in heightening the emotions. So we'll end that poll and we'll ask the next question to the group out there, which is from the robots. Have you personally, have you personally experienced increased frustration or anger due to the current thing? All right. And then once we, if we had people in here, we could address those answers and, that would be fun or whatever. Now, I can't see the poll from StreamYard, so that means I can't pop it up onto the screen or whatever. And if you're listening from the Daily Gun Show side, and nobody is, you wouldn't be able to see these anyway. Paul Revere is saying, I don't let it anymore. Right on. Now, Worthwhile Fun is joining us, and King Henry is joining us as well. So now we have a tie vote for have you personally experienced increased frustration or anger due to the current thing? So that's more of a 50-50. I guess we'll end that one. And if you want to participate, you better get with it because I'm not farting around all night here. I got other things I could be doing. This doesn't pay the bills. So one of them chats where a bunch of people super chat me, and I get paid to be here. In fact, nobody's paying me to be here anymore. So I'm doing this out of my own interests. But I'm not interested in just chatting, so I'll let you know again. I invited maybe 20 people tonight. Evidently, it's too late, or it's too much too late for this late at night, or this soon after the big event. But we'll keep going. The next poll for y'all to participate in, whoever might be listening live. If you're listening to this in the future, this was a waterfall of polls with an ultimately participatory event. Boom. The next question is, have you tried any mindfulness practices to stay calm amidst the current thing? So that brings us to section 3, techniques for staying calm. Cultivating mindfulness and self-awareness. Wonder how people react to that when they hear those words. A lot of people have been programmed to dismiss or evade any kind of talk about mental health, and that's too bad. So have you tried any mindfulness practices to stay calm amidst the current thing? If I had people in here to talk to, we might actually come up with some ideas or some reasons why that would be interesting for the community to pursue, I guess is the word. We'll talk about the answers to that poll as I get ready for the next question. So right now we've got 4 votes, and every vote has yes. They have tried mindfulness practices to stay calm amongst the current thing. So if we had panels, we could ask them, what kind of stuff do you do? Or do you think it's valid to bring these kind of possibilities up in a conversation about 2A? Or is you're supposed to come to the table ready to go? Or are we supposed to expect everybody else is ready to go, right? If somebody couldn't shoot a shotgun, do we say, you can't participate in the defense of this country because you haven't figured your shit out? Or do we help them get up to speed on how to shoot a shotgun and start taking out, adversaries? So what's the deal? Is this any different? So we've got people offering some suggestions, I guess, on mindfulness practices. Let's see, Paul Revere saying nature and unplugging from tech. I wonder if that works for the youngins. Do they know what to do when you unplug? Some of us were alive before there was plugs, so we kind of know what we used to do, or at least it can come back to us, maybe like riding a bike or rowing a boat or something. But if you've never rode a bike or rode a boat, can you unplug? That's a great point, though. I mean, I certainly like nature occasionally. Paul Revere also said meditation and brothers, family, and friends time. That's also a good thing. And some people, again, here's another question. If I had a panel, I could bring this up and they could have a conversation about it. But what if you've never had a brotherhood? As a single kid, I understand, at least a single child for a good chunk of my life, I understand what it's like to be an only child. But then I've also been part of a large family for another chunk of my life, right? And I've been in the brotherhood of people who've gone through the same shit as me before in a couple of different times in my life. And those brotherhoods are built in fire. You get your family, you pick your brothers, if you know what I'm saying. And if you've never done that, if you've never had that opportunity or that necessity, then again, can you unplug? Do you understand that there's a safety net for humans that is beyond state or tech? That's the kind of questions we could have if people were jumping in tonight. Common Sense by Thomas Paine. I don't know why Woods put that in there, but he put that in there. Oh, I think because of that's a good book to read. I think we all had to read that as back in the old days. I haven't read it in a long time. That's not the one where he's sitting by a lake. That's something else I'm thinking. Worthwhile Fun says prayer, right on. That can be taken a lot of ways, I'm sure. You know, obviously there's lots of religions, so each one has their own way and type of prayer. But then once you get outside of the strict religion, or what you say, like the religions, and get just to religiousness, then prayer could be even bigger. Paul Revere says, I teach people to feel safe with firearms. Right on, that's awesome. I see it all roll in. I had much brotherhood time as my youth was effed up, and most of my brothers came from busted up homes too. Right on. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the kind of thing that people won't give credit to or don't give enough, I guess, credit to, right? There's a lot of brotherhoods out there, and they ain't all just military or something you volunteered for. Well, in fact, a lot of them you didn't get to choose. Or maybe you got in circumstances you didn't get to choose, but then you chose those folks who were like-minded. All right, so that was only a couple of votes for that one. So either people were scared to vote or they left. This was 2A a topic, TOO 2A a topic for them this late at night. The question was, do you feel your communication skills could be improved to better advocate for the Second Amendment? And it's 100% yes on that one. So we'll go on to the next section. And imagine if I had an actual panel here to talk about some of these questions here tonight. We could actually be talking about these in depth. But it'll be a quick show. It'll be like a rapid fire show. Rapid Fire is live every Tuesday, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's the Grace Curley Show. It's a radio show out of Boston. Does 45-minute 2A Tuesday segment where Toby from Cape Gunworks comes on and answers questions. They call it Rapid Fire because they try to answer a bunch of questions. It's always interesting, always worth checking out. And Toby from Cape Gunworks simulcasts the event every Tuesday on his YouTube channel. And he does a great job of monitoring the conversation that's happening in the live chat while it's happening. And it's really fun. I recommend it. So that's what we're ending up with tonight, I guess, is Rapid Fire. Let's see. So we got Roy out there. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. Take a big drink of this coffee here. So the next question that is out there right now for the live audience is, do you actively seek common ground when discussing the Second Amendment with others? I guess that's a dumbass question for activists, but for people that ain't activists, or maybe haven't thought about it before, that could be interesting. We did get 3 votes on that one, and they were 100% for yes. I mean, I could imagine only some kind of belligerent type would answer no to that one. I can't imagine who would answer no to that. So the next question is, have you found social media to be a helpful platform for Second Amendment advocacy? And again, if we had a panel, this could be an interesting question. Obviously, we're all on social media right now, except for this dog who's sleeping. But without being playing favorites, I guess, or being biased, is that the right word? Have you found social media to be a helpful platform? So let's take a look at this section 4, strategies for effective Second Amendment advocacy. So to recap, section 1 was understanding the current thing, like what is it? How do you identify it? What's the role in media, and what's the impact of the current thing? Second was how to stay calm. How do you conduct or cultivate mindfulness and self-awareness, right, during the commotion? How do you develop effective communication skills, and how do you implement these techniques, right? So now the next section is strategies for effective Second Amendment advocacy. All right, so building a strong fact-based argument. I think a lot of people find that easy. Our minds, we are familiar with this. We're swimming in it, so we understand the facts. we see the facts being ripped around and hocus and pocus all the time. So building that is something that we find pretty much easy and almost reflex. Unfortunately, I think we end there often. Lots of people stop right there. But the next one is finding common ground with opponents. I don't like that because that seems, I mean, I agree with that, but I like a better wording of that that says go stand in their shoes, because finding common ground hasn't seemed to be working. But it's a robot writing this. If we had a panel, we could have a conversation about that. People might take this and run with it and have a conversation about it at a different time. Next one is engaging in respectful and open-minded discussions. So I don't think we get an opportunity to do that too often, unfortunately. So again, if we had a panel here or people that might want to be talking about this in the future, I don't know if we get that opportunity very often, but I'd certainly like to find out where we get that chance and then see how we would do and who we would send into that arena. I'm going to flip back over to the poll. Got 3 votes over there. Have you found social media to be helpful? Pretty much 100% yes. 100% yes on that one. So that brings us to the next poll tonight. This is a poll-ganza. A lot of chats won't even do one poll. We have done a ton of polls already. The next question is, have you found social... Oh, I guess I already did that one. Forget it. You already answered that one. So then the last one in this section was utilizing social media and other platforms effectively. If only we've had endless discussions about that sometime before. We'll actually probably talk about that a little bit tomorrow. On Tuesday, I have a conversation with Clover, and we talk about content creation. If you're looking for coaching or consulting on that kind of stuff, especially in our realm, we talk about that live on Tuesdays. All right, well, so let me kill this poll. We already, it's kind of a duplicate poll. Worthwhile Fun says, sounds like, let me put it over here. Sounds like a retreat or a compromise instead of getting points you agree on as a place to start off the conversation. Interesting. So you're saying finding the common ground, you mean? Would be a starting place and not a ending place? I guess that's a good point. I didn't think about it like that. We got some 4-way topics, some polls with more questions in them. So it's just going to be a question and answer thing for y'all. Nobody joined me tonight, so I don't got anybody to chat with. And like I keep saying, I'm not really interested in just sitting here blabbing. This is actually pretty annoying. So I'll paste these in here, and as fast as I can paste them in is how fast everybody can answer them, and then we'll get the answers, and then we'll end this thing. So we'll see how well they go. We only got 3 answers. If we don't even get 4 in this first one, then it'll end, because I don't need to keep wasting my time clicking and pasting all night. The first poll is, what is the most effective way to advocate for the Second Amendment? And the options are grassroots campaigns, lobbying, educational programs, or online activism. Super interesting. I really do wish we had a panel to talk about this one tonight, because that would be an excellent conversation, just that one conversation, right? Or just that one poll question. We got 3 votes. So like I say, if we don't get 4 votes, this will be the end of the show. So far, educational programs has gotten 2 of the replies. Lobbying has gotten 1 of the replies. I wonder how different it would have been if court cases were in there. There's a whole bunch of people that just bend over for court cases. That's all they can think about. But we did get a 4th vote. So now we got 50-50 between lobbying and educational programs. I'm not going to wait around for anybody else, so you just all lost your opportunity to vote. Next, if we don't get 4, I'm ending them. So actually, yeah, let's say if we don't get 5 on this one, we'll create a reason to be here. The next question is going to be, what factor do you believe most contributes? Trying to talk and copy and paste at the same time is actually super difficult. Which factor do you believe contributes most to heightened emotions surrounding the current thing? If I had people in here to talk, I wouldn't have this like glitchy, have to do everything myself, wait and click and whatever. So it's just a mess. So this will be the last one. If we don't get 5 replies on this one, it's over. Which factor do you believe contributes most to heightened emotions surrounding the current thing? Right? Interesting question. Is it media influence? Is it political polarization? Is it misinformation? Or is it fear-based tactics of the exploiting sons of bitches out there? So which factor do you believe contributes most? I believe all of these contribute. Which one contributes most? So we got 2 things. We're going to get the answers to this, and we're going to see if we actually get 5 votes. Because without 5 votes, we're done. So we've got 4, and we'll give it, I don't know, till we get to the 23-minute mark, which is about 2 minutes. Okay, we got 5 votes. So the next one will end that one, and that one ended with 5 votes. 2 for media influence, 2 for fear-based tactics, and 1 for political polarization. If you're listening to this in the future as a podcast or something, you probably dig these fast polls because it's not a lot of blabbing, but this is actually a pain in the freaking click because I got to click and paste and think about what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. And there's nobody in here to help me out. I don't got an intern or nothing. It's lame. You can see what my co-host does. He just sits here, essentially like a Canadian, looking at me. And the question is going to be, it's really actually difficult to talk and type because I'm clicking and looking all around, and if I click too many times, I get the little 4 in front of it, and I don't want that. So the question is which, and this one we have to get 6 votes on or it's over. Which communication skill is most important for successful advocacy? Active listening. I don't think many people do that. Empathy, persuasion, or assertiveness. What do you mean my shit is expired? Hold on, I gotta log back into my robot. Stupid robot. I'm gonna be shutting down in the middle of my business here. Why I oughta go bite this robot for me. Bite this thing in the robot. Go bite this robot in the robot butt. We're waiting for my robot to reboot. Better reboot. We're waiting for my robot to reboot. In the meantime, we're gonna rub a puppy belly. This is the little puppy. He's been super bad today. Super bad. He acts like he's just sleeping, but he's sleeping off all the badness he did today. If anybody wants him, you pretty much have him today because he's that bad. Sitting here freshly cleaned, if that tells you anything, and nobody scheduled a bath for his highness. His badness required a bath. Oh, I'm not real happy about this. I just lost all my stuff. That's lame. So something happened to my robot and I lost all my stuff, but that's fine. We didn't get the 6 votes anyway. So with that, we'll rub this dog on the belly and we'll get back to doing some other work, which I was doing before this show started. I want to thank our patrons. There's a little scroll going at the bottom of the screen, and the only reason the show is on the air anymore is that our Patreons are still there. A couple of them, about 100 Patreons, most of them buying us a cup of coffee each month. And that accumulates and helps pay some bills, makes it possible for us to, normally I pay for this robot, and the robot just glitched on me. I didn't copy and paste everything out of the robot, so I can't even keep going because literally the robot just glitched out. It's probably overused, underappreciated, like a midnight podcast host or co-host, so to speak. Oh, let's see. Oh, no, that's not good. Hopefully the puppy knows where it lives and comes home soon. That's horrible. And I don't know if you got the chip or not, but sad to hear. Very sorry about that. All right, all right, so with that, sorry about the abrupt ending, but as I said, if we don't get 6 votes on this one, can't keep going because it's creepy to just keep sitting here talking to the internet or talking to the wall. I know I'm talking to the internet. But I do have a bunch of other stuff to do. Got to pay some bills. So thanks to those Patreons, people that make it possible for us to be here on projects like this one. Thank you. We don't get appreciated by very many others. So those folks that buy us a cup of coffee, a few of them are buying us lunch each month. And one lunch, 1 cup of coffee, 100 people. Yeah, a couple of $100 brings in, and that pays a bill or 2, and it makes it possible for me to keep clearing out this time for now, 9 o'clock every evening, which is actually super annoying. Imagine doing something at 9 o'clock every evening. But I'm not disappointed. I'm all about it. We've 1,500 episodes in. I got plenty of ideas for things to keep going with this, but I just don't like doing it myself. So we'll keep trying to invite people in. It'll be a little bit longer show. If I had a little bit more computer here. Oh, okay, good. So, you know what? At the same time, you don't want to give them no treats. I would say you also want to squeeze them, give them kisses, and then spank him while you're giving him a rubbing at the same time so that he knows that you hate him, but you're also love him. So that can happen. You can both hate and love an animal, especially when they're horrible animals like this one. Look at him. He doesn't even care. It's as if he says, yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Whatever. But he's still pretty good. All right. Well, with that, we'll wrap this one up, and I'll get back to whatever I'm doing over there. Let's get this to where you're looking at the good half of the dog and not the inappropriate half of the dog. There we go. If he wouldn't sprawl out all over like a spaz, then wouldn't have to move the camera around. All right, what a horrible co-host. Not the worst co-host we've ever had on the show for 1,500 episodes, but definitely one of the laziest co-hosts we've ever had on the show. Yep, he's already asleep again. All right, with that, we're wrapping it up. I want to say thanks again to those who purchased things over at our Gear website store. One of the things we're working on is getting new things over there, so stay tuned. And thanks to the folks who super chat as well on some of the other things. There's going to be super chat tonight, but we do super chats on Fridays, or super chat thank yous on Fridays. So we'll do a quick commercial for the store, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for the Gun Channel's coaching hour.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
That's how lazy he is. That's how lazy he is. And he's bad. He was super bad today. Nothing about this is, oh, I've been a good dog all day and I deserve to sprawl out all over. Anyway, we're ending it.